is a segment that we call our Best Thing of the Week. So each week it's happening out, celebrates great things in our community. Best Thing of the Week is sponsored by Israel's national airline, El Al. El Al was born in 1948 with the state of Israel and an expression of national existence and pride. And this pride is self-evident in South Florida. El Al features nonstop service from Miami to one of the world's great LGBTQ plus destinations. That is Israel. And this fall, El Al will connect the two LGBTQ plus capitals, Tel Aviv and Fort Lauderdale, with seasonal service, and next spring adding extensive flights. And that's why El Al sponsors the Best Thing of the Week. So go to brawny.ai and click on any photo you see. It will direct you to a page full of hunks. Yes. Sexy ass hunks. Nice. These mostly half-naked, handsome, and big men are either working on farms or taming lions on their time off or making breakfast or simply showing off their love for jocks. If you fancy handsome men in ancient Rome surrounded by the grandeur and vibrancy that fantasy can also come true on this website. And why not? Technology can do anything. Every sexy man on this website, hold on a second, is AI. Boom. AI generated. Yay. The Best Thing of the Week, a new website features hot, beefy, gay hunks. Or does it? Can AI replace real models? What do you guys think? I want to hear Trini first. Trini.
I love this. Because,
of course you do.
So first of all,
he could be your boyfriend.
I think the whole world is moving towards this virtual Oculus thing where you can live in your own reality and create what you want. It reminds me of 80s like Weird Science where they, create that woman. And
that woman was hot.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, she was.
I just looked her up the other day. So she, like these guys here, I feel like you could objectify them in like the nastiest way and just be like, oh no, they're not real people. Like they're just like,
And so how would you objectify them? Give me an example to one of them. Tell me, objectify them real quick. Let me see.
Or you could say things like, if you're talking about what you don't like in somebody.
Tell him what, tell him what you want him to do to you.
And how?
Tell him.
I want him to take me out on a nice date.
Girl.
Pay for the tab.
Listen to me. Trini.
Girl, get a Groupon.
Production, I need another shot.
I haven't used Groupon.
Trini, production, I thought I was the only lesbian at the table.
You're not the only lesbian.
I thought that was in my contract. I'm the only lesbian at the table.
Wait, I think Trini should take me on a date and we should film it for a show.
Do you think that you and Trini would be compatible?
That would be the driest date ever.
We would not be compatible.
Okay, why wouldn't you and Cal? Hold on.
Opposites could attract.
Why wouldn't you and Cal be?
Because I just know.
Is it because he's brown?
Huh?
Is it because he's brown?
Wow, she's trying to talk brown on brown violence. I'm not compatible with anybody at the table or anybody like.
You like me, don't you?
Huh?
You're probably straight. You would fuck me, wouldn't you? If you could.
This is weird. This is really weird.
Fuck Faye if you had the chance.
Do you find me attractive, Faye?
Oh my God!
Is this where this is going?
I actually do. I think you're kind of cute.
They would choke the shit out of you while she's fucking you.
I don't think so.
And you'll love the crap out of it.
That's what she says on this show. Behind closed doors, she'd be begging me.
I'll ask you to beat you.
To leave. That's what I'd be begging you to do.
To leave.
Get the F out of my house. And let your sister come on in.
And
no.
His sister's hot.
I'm the dominant one.
His sister's super pretty. Yeah.
So the thing is, I saw AI porn. Like I literally saw AI porn.
Was it perfection? Was it perfection?
It was very much perfection. I saw sweat glistening, like when they were in the middle of the scene, like sweat was really rolling, like their bodies got a little glistening, and through the heat of the moment, like at the insertion, like they really went all in. And so
were the bottom of the socks dirty, just like in a regular one?
No. So the one that I saw was like a camping scene of like a coach taking out two players.
So did they have mulch under their feet?
Oh,
so, what? Mulch?
Yes.
What do you mean, the garden section of Home
Depot? In their big soil. It was very much real. Like the guys slept on the outside while the other people were in the tent, and so it was very much real. And so I had to like really lean in to make sure that it wasn't a for real joint. And so what happened was the author of the AI, he said, I'm filming this off of a story that he read in Nifty. And the great thing about it is, you can't often tell. Like with these true AIs, you cannot really tell. And those people who create it, who find the sweat gland, who find the glistening, who those attention to detail, who make those moments happen. Of course he's going to sweat that guy.
Well, that's an interesting. That's an interesting thing that you say. Like, what's great about this is you can create those scenarios or those fantasies you've always wanted.
Safe.
Or you
in a
can
safe
recreate
environment.
something that's happened to you that you want to keep in memory. So you can tell this artist to recreate that moment. Like that time that you told me that you had fisted that guy in the bathroom and shit went crazy and you loved it. They can recreate that moment.
Ooh, I
And
love
wanna do
that.
for you for your birthday. I want to create that.
Oh, that's a friend.
Like a
That is a
birthday
friend right
present.
there, John.
So besides
John gives
porn-
the best birthday gifts, by the way.
That's why he's
to
my
everyone.
That's why y'all my family.
and
here.
I's birthday.
But don't you
coming
think?
up.
Seriously.
But don't you think, like, besides porn, but like using AI for modeling and advertising, you know, don't you think it creates a false sense of reality of what imagery?
Don't
all the
models, but
imagery-
don't
what it is
models already
anyway?
do that already? Like,
No.
I'm sorry, I was almost became anorexic as a teen because I saw all the models in magazines.
Correction, models don't do that. Photoshop does that.
Which is
that's
what they
the
use.
difference.
Which are the
No, 'cause
models.
You know, but like,
models will.
Model search people do that. They want to find those people.
but they're still real people. Like these models are still real people.
You're taking away jobs.
You know, but
Sure.
It's a
I mean,
slow but steady fight for actual body representation and inclusivity in the modeling agency.
But if you look at these pictures, right? Can
These are
anyone on
very
this
specific.
table say that they want their body to look exactly like that? And
No.
would you strive
My
for that?
husband or fiance would say he would want to look like that.
Right.
He's not here.
Nobody would want to look
I mean,
like that.
the guy in the paper towel commercial.
why not?
The guy, the
brawny guy.
The brawny guy looks like that, and he's.
But
been
is that
like
that's
for
an
years.
unrealistic expectation, don't you?
Agreed.
But it's still a welcome.
Nobody's
but
expecting
that's
you to
what
be
you're
that
in.
way.
It's not nothing.
Yeah.
But talking about for yourself.
No,
Like if
that's
that's
his
your
point.
goal, you know,
We
like
could do that if we wanted to.
could you?
Yeah.
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 If I set my mind to it and
Well,
inject
absolutely.
enough steroids in my body, I can look like that.
Work out
20 years
But
ago, I was
don't
that
want
guy.
to.
I had a six-pack and all that. But to Faye's point, though, that's what the model people and the people who do commercials, they want us to believe that you have to look like that to be this.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the Sean Johns and all of that fad back in those days. In order to be hood, you had to look like this. You had to dress like this. You had to be this. And so you wore the clothes. You bought the clothes, but you didn't look like that person. You did not talk like that person. So were you faking? You never lived up to what the marketing and the commercial said. And so to Faye's point, like, we will never be
We'll
this.
never live up
But
to
it's
that.
a
not even
blurred
the cool
line
part.
because 2 days ago, right, I did a photo shoot 2 weeks ago, and when I got my proofs back, I looked at them and I'm like, I had to send them all back to the
Why?
because they
Did they
all look
correct
AI.
Did they correct
And-
them?
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah, they
and I'm like,
They
corrected
filtered them so much that it didn't look like you anymore.
Exactly, and I'm like, this could
Yeah.
be somebody that you just typed in
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
a computer.
No, and I
Send
remember
them
when
all back.
I remember when everybody started doing that AI and using it as their pictures
Yeah,
on their social media. I didn't, and everybody's
neither.
pictures looked beautiful, but it
Yeah.
wasn't you, bitch.
yeah.
It wasn't you.
You know,
Yeah,
you're-
it was obvious
it was
cartoon.
cute and it's fun, but I mean, people were like, "Look at me. This is how you don't look like that."
I think we're missing the tea about AI is like, if I wanted to fuck Brad Pitt, or in my mind's eye, and I wanted to see Brad Pitt, I could recreate that with
yeah,
AI.
Brad-
Oh, like Black Mirror,
in your
like Black
Oculus.
Mirror or Penelope Cruz. That shit was
your
crazy.
Oculus.
Like, other than that, this is like a regular Joe Schmo that
Yeah.
has a great body, sure, but that's not the tea. AI can like make you want to fuck your neighbor. Boom, you got AI, you get his likeliness, and you put it in your Oculus
Yeah.
Reparo. And you can breathe.
But like Faye's point, people use the AI as their imagery, and then you meet them and you look through the peephole like, bitch, you ain't AI. I'm not opening the door. You're not coming in.
But doesn't everybody give false advertising that way? I mean, most people use pictures from 20 years ago on their social media, and it's like, bitch, you don't look like that.
I'm
That's
false
the move.
advertising.
Okay, or how about
yes.
on Grindr? On Grindr, like, you know, you
No, there's a guy that I always see on Grindr now who has the same picture that he had 20 years ago on Adam for Adam.
Oh my
So,
God!
I know you've aged 20 years, so I don't. How old were you then?
Yeah, he's
But
the
you
one-
still
he's the
went
one-
over
he's the
anyway.
one I'm
Still.
looking- yeah.
Still went over anyway. No,
Wow.
that was-
All right, boys, let's move on.